Shalom to the nation of Israel. Starting off with the hopeful elect. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and that rule well today. And peace and salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Once again, I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar, coming at you with another quick lesson. And as I open up, right before I get into the lesson, this message goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, according to the scriptures, which is the Holy Bible. And also to the Israelite foreigners that are scattered amongst the heathen nations and that may take on the physical appearance or look of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you are considered an Israelite as well. Once again, Shalom. So basically, as you can see, I had the video queued up on the screen, okay, which is all one of the beloved brothers amongst the ministry, okay, which his channel is GMS Get This Work 2, okay, as you can see. And he gave the title to his video, General Yohana promotes staying and building in a black America. Okay, and that's totally going off. Okay, especially when it comes to a pro-Israelite leader. Okay, a public figure amongst Israel. Okay, which General Yohana. Okay, which is the head of the Israelite organization, ISUPK. Okay, known for them, going out there teaching Israel. Okay, which they go off in a lot of the doctrine. Okay, when it comes to the scriptures. Okay, when they teach, they teach, certain other scriptures, falsely. And you got other Israelite camps out there that are teaching falsely. Okay, as lately now, okay, you see more and more of these other Israelite camps outside of the men of Great Millstone. Okay, when it comes to these other Israelite camps, they true intentions. Okay, as lately, Elder Apostle Tahar from Great Millstone always calling the new year. And, right before the new year coming in, he called 2026 the year of apostasy, okay? Apostasy, okay? Those that going away from the faith, okay? That's what that word means, okay? And the year also of sellouts and false prophets, okay? And because we know amongst a lot of these Israelites, they don't sold out, taking a 501c3 charter, okay? It's all about monetary gain, okay? And as that, teaching false doctrines. But lately now you're seeing a lot of these Israelite camps trying to build a physical Israelite community here in America, okay? Which this place of America, which is known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures, okay, spiritually, which the word Babylon means confusion. And that's what you have here in America, a bunch of confusion, okay? And also this place is known as spiritual Egypt, okay, which Egypt is a Greek word meaning bondage, okay, because we know the ancient Egyptians or Egypt ruled over the Israelites, okay, when it comes to the first captivity of Israel, okay, and this place, America, is known as our captivity. At this time, Esau, Edom, okay, the biblical Edomites, which are the so-called white race, start with the elites on down and the government officials ruling over us, man, okay, and these heathen nations at that, okay. Okay, so we ain't gonna be able to build here. And this place was set up to be a punishment for the nation of Israel. Okay? And the only ones that can deliver us, okay, is Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. When the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, sent his son back, Yahweh Shai, at the peak of the Third World War, by the way of what the world called UFOs, which are the chariots, okay, or the vehicles of the angels, or the salvation of Israel, start with the elect. Okay, how the Lord is going to deliver the elect from out of the great destruction of this place, because this place, America, eventually going to be destroyed by the way of thermonuclear missiles at the peak of the Third World War, okay? and only the elect is going to be delivered. But prior to that, hey, we about to come into the time of Jacob's trouble, which a lot of these camps don't touch on or push because they want to be comfortable here, okay, trying to build here, okay. But as we come into the point, in all actuality, and when it comes to biblical prophecy, hey, this place America about to face a financial crash, civil unrest, the coming of martial law, detention centers, okay, famine, pestilence, okay, and these elites are ready to move forward with the NWO, okay, pushing the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, according to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, okay, which a lot of these Israelite camps don't push, okay, and this place is on the verge of a financial crash and going to a digital system, okay, more of a dictatorship, okay, and a more of a fashion, okay, more of more surveillance, a technocracy, okay, when it comes to, Esau Edom, trying to forge the NWO, okay, which the Lord going to come back and disappoint them. But a lot of these camps not pushing the downfall of Esau Edom and the downfall of America, okay, and the coming destruction, even amongst 2/3, okay, according to Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8, that's going to be judged here in America when it comes to Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and those that descended out of that bloodline when it comes to the 2/3. Because the Lord only going to save a remnant, which is the elect, the 144,000 and the 1/3, man. Okay? But now you got Israelite leaders, okay, falsely Israelite leaders, misleading their congregation. In this case, talking about we got to build here in America, okay? Not only ISUPK, okay, as I'm going to play this video, okay, but also IUIC, talking about land blitzing and getting a plot of land over here in America to build an Israelite community, okay? Chief Ephraim was pushing that, okay, a former member, he probably still a member of HOI, okay? You got a lot of Israelite camps that's out there pushing the notion of being comfortable here in America and trying to build within the system, okay, which is going to be a total failure, man, okay, because that's not scripture, okay? Let me go ahead and play this video.
Of the landmass of the United States, turn it over to black people and call it Black America.
But we still have to look at a solution of how do you pull yourself out of that.
The easy solution.
Black people need to maybe work together.
You know what the solution is? Real simple. The United States has 50 states, right?
Yeah.
Black people are 15% of the population, right? Take 15% of the land mass of the United States, turn it over to black people and call it Black America. Let them establish a government, get the CIA out of our neighborhoods, and we'll migrate the hell up out of here, give you every beautiful city, and we'll go build an empire like you've never seen before.
Yeah, see, I'm not
Solution, problem solved.
Yeah, so you heard him and seen it. And he's been on that, been on that podcast. Okay, his own words. Okay, talking about building a black America. Okay, first of all, ain't no such thing as no black. Okay, which we know the concept of the word black when it comes to that false identity label on the so-called Negroes. Okay, Hispanics, Latinos, and the Native American tribes. Okay, mainly the tribe Judah. Okay, when it comes to the word black, okay, it simply means avoid of light, evil, okay, negativity, Okay, you know, that's a false identity and a stigma, a negative uh, uh, word that they put upon the nation of Israel. Okay, so Lord ain't building no black America, man. Okay, and Lord ain't dealing with no black people or African American or Hispanics or Latino or Native American culture. Okay, the Lord is calling the Israelites back, the true biblical Hebrew Israelites back to their true nationality and their power. Okay, and that's going to lead to when Yahweh Shai return, okay, to deliver the elect. And the Lord is going to establish the kingdom of Israel here on the earth, but in our land, okay, in the land of Israel, okay, when the Lord destroyed those phonies from out of that land that's occupying our land now, which are the Edomites, in particular Amalek, and that land going to be destroyed by the way of missiles, just for us to rightfully own our land again, okay, and set up, then Yahweh Shai setting up the kingdom. And these heathen nations, eventually, they're going to go into captivity up on us, okay, and we're going to rule over them, okay, after the aftermath of the Third World War. And when it comes to this place, America, which is going to be destroyed by the way of missiles, as I make mention, and the chariots bringing fire, okay, once this land be destroyed, okay, it ain't never going to be inhabited again once the fire and smoke clears. It's going to become a desert, okay, and no nation's going to inhabit this land again. It be coming in those times now, okay. So you got Israelite camps talking about some building here. They're really putting the day of the Lord off, man, and being comfortable here. Okay, he talking about something to get rid of the CIA and certain of the governments, okay, officials, and give the black people an opportunity to certain states in America will migrate and build on our own. Okay, like these devils or Esau Edom gonna allow that, man. Okay, and look at the history of Black Wall Street. Okay, I believe that was on Tulsa. That was on what on I know it was in Oklahoma. Okay, and like Rosewood. Okay, you know, certain Israelites or so-called what they would call blacks. Okay, success or communities. Okay, that was thriving. Okay, Durham, North Carolina. Okay, certain history, man. Okay, but what happened? Esau Edom, or the government of America destroyed all that, man. Okay, certain Israelite communities that was thriving, okay, they destroyed, okay, or so-called, well, I say so-called blacks at that time, communities that was thriving, okay, and they destroy them and make them underwater cities, okay, that's history here in America, okay, and so, he talking about trying to build here in America, a black America, okay, and we know Esau, Edom, and these heathen nations are our enemies. You think they're gonna allow that, man? Okay, especially you supposed to be a prophet of Israel, okay, and a leader of Israel, and supposed to promote the truth in the scriptures. Okay, so they falsely more and more teaching false doctrine. Okay, and they waxing more and more worse, man. Okay, believing that this place gonna be successful or thinking that they can build here, man. Okay, now that's totally going off, man. Okay, and I seen the video earlier. Okay, with Elder Apostle Tahar be going into, hey, if you talking about building doing a response to Yohana, talking about Black America, okay, hey, Elder Apostle Tahar say, man, all how wicked our people is, man. If you want to build here in America, you got to come to the point you got to get rid of majority of our people, okay? Because they ain't no going get no all gathering here in America. Majority of our people are just wicked, man. Okay, and and the majority of our people trust in this place, man. Because Esau Edom is in rulership. Okay, so Esau ain't gonna allow no a percentage of blacks to rule certain parts of the states, man. Okay, they divided amongst their own self, man. Okay, fighting amongst each other. Okay, civil unrest amongst them. Okay, man, I'm gonna play that again.
Of the landmass of the United States, turn it over to black people and call it Black America.
But we still have to look at a solution of how do you pull yourself out of that.
Easy
Black
solution.
people need to maybe work together.
You know what the solution is?
What's that?
Real simple. The United States has 50 states, right?
Yeah.
Black people are 15% of the population, right? Take 15% of the land mass of the United States, turn it over to black people and call it Black America. Let them establish a government, get the CIA out of our neighborhoods, and we'll migrate the hell up out of here, give you every beautiful city, and we'll go build an empire like you've never seen before.
Yeah, see, I'm not opposed to
Solution,
that.
problem solved.
Because that's not scriptural, man. Okay, especially in times that we're in. Okay? You really think Esau Edom gonna allow Jakes, when I say Jakes, that's another way of saying Israel, okay, or Negro Latino Native Americans, okay, the Israelites, okay, gonna get a upper hand, okay, over them, to prosper over them, okay, which will come to a lot of people when it comes to Esau Edom. A lot of people got success under them, but a lot of people don't sell out or sold out, okay, and more looking like these Israelites leaders, okay, going towards that way, man. Okay, thinking that they can build here, okay, and misleading their people, starting with teaching false doctrines. Now I'm talking about trying to build here, man. Okay, that's totally going off, man. Okay, show you that he ain't a true man of Yahweh Shema Shah. According to Jeremiah chapter 28:8, okay, when it comes to a wicked country, okay, or a wicked kingdom, such as America, a true prophet gonna prophesy the downfall of America, okay, in this case, man, okay. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get into the scriptures. Now we're gonna start off with Micah chapter 2, okay, but I'm gonna get Jeremiah. Show you that you got false prophets amongst Israel that talking about building here in America, this wicked kingdom and this corrupt society, okay. Show you got false prophets that's not teaching the truth and not standing for righteousness and not standing for judgment, because the Lord definitely about to bring judgment to this place, America. Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, both prophets, so let me read it over. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, and the word prophecy means to say before, and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence, and that's coming to this place, okay, due to all the wickedness. So right before the Lord bring judgment, the Lord always set up his prophets, okay, to pre-announce the judgment, okay, and that's what's coming to this place. If you ain't measuring the times, okay, and not what's seen, if you ain't following the signs, okay, what's written in the scriptures, what's going to take place in the latter end, especially to this place, America, as we're on the verge of this place downfall, okay, and those that are being misled by these false prophets, okay, they're going to be, ultimately the Lord going to destroy them, okay, starting with the false prophets and those that are being misled by them, because the true prophets are going to be out there prophesying the downfall of a wicked kingdom such as America, okay, and also, when it comes to Esau Edom rulership and these heathens, okay, you can look at how corrupt the world is, okay, and America being the point of it, okay. So the true prophets are going to be prophesying the downfall of a wicked kingdom, especially in this time, America, and we know that we're in the time of our kingdom, that Yahweh Shai is about to establish the kingdom of Israel. When it comes to, first of all, start with the salvation of the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, so more and more just showing you that Yahweh Shema Shai is separating the true prophets from the false prophets, man. Okay, when it comes to the works, when it comes to the speech, when it comes to the doctrine, okay, when it comes to the attentions, okay. So let's go to Micah 2:10. And it says, arise ye, depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. Yeah, so this place America ain't our rest, man. Or no black America, talking about trying to build here, or Israelite community, okay, trying to get plots of land blitzing, such as IUIC, which more is just a money grab, man. Okay. Yeah. Once again, 2026, man, as Elder Pastor Tahar Conant, okay, the year of apostasy, okay, apostasy, and sellouts, and false prophets, man. Okay. When it comes to these false leaders amongst Israel, okay. Yeah. So this place is not our rest, man. Okay. No, though brothers, have certain land or houses, certain careers, family, okay? But we know, okay, us of the hopeful elect, that this place is not our rest. And we know that we're approaching the time of Jacob's trouble, okay? And we coming to the time of about to face trials and tribulations, man, okay? And the Lord gonna be with his elect, okay? Okay, you got Israelites, okay, that's, of the world, okay, wanna mix the world with the truth, or the Israelite ministry, okay, or it's all about money, okay, trying to find success here in this place, got to take time off from doing the work and going out there trying to pursue my career, and then I can come back, okay, just damn, not really trusting in Yahweh Shema Shah, okay, because when all hell break loose, eventually it is, and we in them times, the scripture says wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our time, not riches, okay, not this fiat money, okay, Federal Reserve notes, okay, which is on the verge of collapsing, and these elites ready to bring in a digital system, okay, and you got certain Israelites that are supposed to know that, okay, but putting that off, man, and trying to chase the bag, okay. Hey, speaking of bag, let's get this. Hey, because this place is not our rest. And Esau Edom, okay, is ruling when it comes to this system. This is Haggai 1:6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Yeah, that's us, man. Constantly got to work. Okay, but when it comes to the pay, it's a limit. Okay, when it comes to, our income, but it's not enough. Okay, especially the times we in now when it comes to inflation. Okay, job losses about to take place. Okay, the financial system more and more crashing. Okay, certain benefits and aids being cut. Okay, you have sown much and bring in little. And who control that type of system? Esau Edom. You have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. You drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe, yea, ye clothe you, but there is none warm. He that earneth wages, earn wages to put into a bag with holes. Okay, so they're going to eventually, the system going to crash. Okay, and like I said, inflation. Okay, our people always, what they got the saying, it's cost to live. Okay, so the least of money you don't have, okay, more, they say more, when it comes to, gonna be more of a hard time to make ends meet. Okay, and when it comes to the riches, all of it gonna eventually collapse, man. Okay, but when it comes to our people, trying to keep a 9 to 5 or certain jobs, you still got to pay bills. So it's still, they give you the money, but it's still going back to Esau Edom, man. Okay, even though you work hard, okay, still got to pay taxes, bills. Okay, matter of fact, let's get this. But now that system about to be done away with. And you got Israelites talking about something, trying to build here in America. Okay, let's get this. This is Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for as a reproach, a curse, and we under the curses at this time. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 15 through 68. Okay, read on that. Okay, to show you the curses applied to the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, the Israelites. And it says, and to be subject to payments in your bills, utilities, insurance, food. Okay, who you think? The scriptures part of the curse say we got to go to our enemies for the want of all things. We shall be the borrower, not the lender. We shall be the tail, not the head. We're gonna be on the bottom. Okay, until Yahweh Shah come back and liberate us and set us on top. But right now we subject unto payments. Okay, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. Yeah, so the reason why we in these conditions, because we went off as a nation. Okay, and only ones that can deliver us is Yahweh Shah. Okay, but you got Israelite camps that's not pushing it. Okay, they want to get rid of Yahweh Shah coming back and delivering us and putting the day off. Okay, and we got to lean upon our own understanding. We got to build within ourselves. Okay, we got to build within our own Israelite community. Okay, or building our own Israelite society, or madness like that. General Honda talking about some, if the blacks be a black America, that'll be an empire. Man, this place is on its way out, man. Okay, the money already out, it's through. The infrastructure of this place is through. Okay, the morals of these people are through. Okay, and you talking about some building an empire here. They show you, man, and more they done sold out, man. And they just that lost, man. And the Lord ain't dealing with them. Let's get this. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 7. And it says, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. Okay, going to this time America, that made all the earth drunken. The nations are drunken of our wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Yeah, when it comes to the philosophies of America, the religions, the false doctrines, religions, okay, the democracy, the policies, okay, here in America, and what he's spreading worldwide, okay, and that's the head when it comes to Esau Edom. Okay, so you think they're gonna give you Negro, Latino, Native Americans the opportunity here in America to take over 15% or most of the states, okay, when it comes to, as General Yohana say, Black America, okay? Now we're at the time of Esau Edom downfall and this place destruction, okay, and the 2/3 that gonna be destroyed with this place, man. Okay, because Lord gonna bring a spiritual intervention, deliverance to the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, a marvelous deliverance, man. And it says, and that's why you're seeing it said the nations are mad. Okay, these nations outside of America, they already ready to go to war with this place, man. Starting with Russia, China, Iran, North Korea. Okay, and so if it's gonna be a black America, you still gotta deal with the other nations that ready to come against this place. Okay, like I said, it's false. It's a false hope, man. Thinking that Negro, Latino, Native Americans gonna build here. Okay, now this place already predestined for it to be destroyed, man. Okay, and these heathen nations, they don't like you Negro, Latino, Native Americans anyway. So if you get a black America, okay, you gonna have to have a standing army. You think Esau gonna allow that? Okay, you're gonna have to have a standing army to fight against these heathen nations. Okay, and that's why it's all about Yahweh Shai come back and bringing deliverance. Okay, and raising up his elect. Okay, to rule over these heathen nations, man. Babylon is sudden fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us go every one into his own country, for a judgment reaching unto heaven and lifted up to the skies. Okay, so in America, okay, ain't gonna be healed, man. Okay, and when it comes to forsaking, going to spiritually, coming back and acknowledging Yahweh Shema Shai, okay, by the way of the true prophets and the true understanding of these scriptures, that's going to lead to the elect being sealed, and eventually the Lord being the covering of the elect, and Yahweh Shai come back to deliver the elect physically, okay, from out of this place, man, America, okay, and also where the elect is scattered worldwide by the way of the chariots, okay, when it comes to Matthew the 24th chapter, verses 29 through 31, okay. Yeah, so this place is over with, man. Let's get this, and I'll get ready to close. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 14. For here have we no continuous city, but we seek one to come. And that's what we're doing. So the hopeful elect, seeking for Yahweh Bashim Shai, and hastening and waiting for the Lord to come back and give us a continuous city, an everlasting kingdom. Because our kingdom going to be everlasting. It's never going to fail or fall. Okay? If we're going to rule forever. Okay? Now, let's get this. Ephesians chapter 3, verse 21. Unto him be the glory in the church by Yahweh Shai Hamashiach throughout all ages, world without end. So Yahweh Shai come back to establish a kingdom or a rulership when it comes to endless or an everlasting kingdom, a world without end. Okay, because we're gonna rule forever, man. Okay, over these heathen nations, starting with the Edomites for the first 1,000-year period. Okay, and the only nation that's going to be done away with are the biblical Edomites, Obadiah 1 and 18. And after that, the rest of the heathen nations that remain, they still going to be subject unto us. But we're going to have a righteous kingdom. Everything going to be owned to us, and we're going to rule forever, man. Okay? And that's where we're going to have our rest. That's where we're going to have all the resources of the earth. Okay? They can enjoy it. Okay? As truly being a Hebrew Israelite and ruling. Okay? And righteousness, man. And serving Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And these other nations being up on us and have to be up on our authority and serve our power, man. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and end the lesson here. And I pray that lesson will edify. Till next time, Lord willing. Shalom. To the hopeful elect. Shalom.